I really don't know. How do a lot of games die before they ever get to market?
So, as I did allude to in that previous question, games dying, how many games die before getting to market? Sad truth is, the majority. The majority of games don't get published. And that includes like self-release, like anything. Most games never get finished, which means most games don't get published. You know, if they're not finished, they're not releasing. So the vast majority. Everybody loves starting games. It is so much harder to finish a game than it is to start a game. And so that means that you're going to see an awful lot of projects die rather than get released. So that's again why you need to protect yourself. So uh, there's a number of reasons for it. Actually, publishing a game is much harder than starting a game. Finishing a game, much harder than starting a game. So you can have all the ideas in the world. Do you have the wherewithal, the stability, the expertise to actually push it through all of those processes? It's hard. It's so hard. So, yeah, it very likely to die. The stability of the work, the stability of the team, you know, who's brought on? Are they on royalty? Guess what? They're not getting paid anything, right? How much can you prioritize building the game if you're not getting paid anything? It's rough. It's real rough. So you're going to see work take a backseat to their day job. You're going to see teams fall apart because someone went and got a paying job, or even just, you know, personalities clashing. Like all of these things happen. So the less stability, the less support there is for the team, the more likely that game's going to die rather than get released. It takes way more effort to release things than you'd think. There are lots of surprises in development. You know, wow, we never saw that bug coming, and it took 3 months to fix. You know, like if it's real core structural issues, like it can take an enormous effort to fix things. You'll find out you don't know how to do things, no matter what the project is. You will find you don't know how to do certain things to make it happen. And then how much of a roadblock is that? You know, does it completely kill your momentum? Does that grate on people? Do they give up? Do they have what it takes to push through? Who knows? The more a team relies on outsiders, aka contract workers, uh, the more stability is affected, right? If you don't have a tight knit team, it's harder to rely on people. It's harder to trust in people. So that's really challenging. And again, you know, if anything is royalty based, if nobody is getting their bills paid, any opportunity to pay the bills is more important. You know, you can't demand that of people. You know, they need a roof over their head. So if you're not providing a roof over their head, how do you expect them to keep working? So there are huge pressures on everybody to be able to make these games work. You know, and until we have stability, it's hard to be relied on. So there's a lot of challenge in getting a game out.
So for things that like you need on like you guys are doing contracting, what are the things that you guys feel that you need to know? Like, do you need to know Python, C++, plus plus, and the other coding languages, or do you need specialize in one?
So, what do you need to know to be a contract worker? You need to have a skill that solves a problem. That's what it's fundamentally about. People don't hire people to start projects, they hire them to finish projects. I don't need any help coming up with ideas on games I should make. I have, you know, by age 20, I had more ideas for games than I could possibly make in my entire life. And I still have new game ideas. Every day I've got new game ideas. It's not about, you know, new ideas. It's about, can you finish things? That's what you need to do. That's what you need to show you can do. if I'm going to pay you money, I need to know that you'll take one of those ideas I am desperate to bring to life and you will run with it. That you can take it as far as you possibly can. That that problem will be solved to get it out the door. I want to see that game exist, right? So many games die. I am paying you money so it doesn't. That's the point. If you're going to be a good contract worker, you have to have a success record. You have to show you complete things, whatever your skill set. Now, obviously, you want to figure out what your skill set is. What is it you're good at? What do you want to do? Hopefully, those are the same things. But of course, everybody grows. You're going to develop as you practice, as you learn, as time goes by. So, those things will expand. But you need to figure out what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and hone that skill. If you love 2D graphics, nail it. Do 2D graphics. Be damn good at it. Whatever it is. Backgrounds, icons, character art, animations, effects, whatever it is. Nail it. Get yourself that portfolio. Show how good you are at 2D graphics. If you're good at them, there are people out there dying to hire you to do it. I have very little artistic talent. I'm desperately in need of 2D artists. That I can't make my projects go forward until I get 2D art from somebody else. I can tweak things, but boy, I'm not going to rely on myself to do all the art for a project. Not going to happen, right? Show me you can do it, and then I go, hey, that's somebody that can solve this problem for me. Give them money. Let's get that done. If it's programming, nail that. Find out what languages matter for the companies and projects that you want to be on, what you'd like to make. If you're a big 3D person, if that's the kind of games you want to make, check out Unity and Unreal. What's being used for the projects you like? Because if you want to work on those, you better know the right technology that they're using to do that. So if you find out the studios you want to work at are using Unity, go practice your C#. If you find out the studios that you like and you want to work at are using Unreal, go learn C++. Show that you can do that. Make some projects, show some results, prove you can solve problems. That's really the key. So whatever the project is that you like, look at those games that are being published, look at the studios where you want to work, look at what they're using, nail that. Show that you understand the genre, show that you understand the technical area. The more you can show what they need, that's just natural. That means you're going to be a better fit, right? So the more specialized you can be in your given field, like finding things you can do better than anybody else. So, multiplayer networking coding, fantastic. If you can nail that, that is such an obvious sales pitch, right? Oh, this company, we need to put multiplayer in our game. How do you do multiplayer? Oh, this guy's a specialist in putting multiplayer into games? Well, duh. Throw money at him. Get it done. Having some kind of speciality really makes those decisions so much easier. Queen City Chaos. I need NES style pixel art. Do you have any of that in your portfolio? If you do not, chances are I'm not going to hire you to do art for Queen City Chaos, right? If you do, if you show that you're a specialist in pixel art, particularly in NES style pixel art, well then you'd be a great fit. Easy hire there, right? Find those specialties and nail them as much as you can. The more you have a specialty, the more value you have, and the easier it'll be to hire you to solve those problems. Now, the flip side of that is, of course, the more general your knowledge, the more flexible you'll be about what projects you can jump in on. You'll have more opportunity for projects, you'll have more opportunity for places to work at. So, the broader your knowledge, the more opportunities you have, the more specialized you are, the more likely you are to succeed with those opportunities. So, definitely pulls you in two different directions. So, try and have a broad horizon, but know and find your specialties so that you can rely on those to really seal the deal, right?
Yeah, my brother's is an animator, and he went through schooling, and he's like, I'm gonna go work at BioWare right out of schooling, and they're like, nah, come back when you have an actual portfolio of stuff we've done. So that that being uh a jack of all trades and master of none type thing, do you think that's a big pain point for this industry?
So, yeah, there is a big problem with being a master of none. That's a great thing to have if you are a founder. If you're a solo dev, sure, the more things you can do, the better off you are, right? You can, oh, good, I can just do every aspect of this project. I'll do the sound, I'll do the art, I'll do the programming, I'll do the marketing, whatever. Uh, Fantastic. The reality of it is that there's only a certain amount of time in the day. And even if you do have a skill set that encompasses everything, you really can only do so much in a day. And if you're going to do the whole project yourself, well, you're going to take 5 years to do it because you're doing everything and you can only do so much in a day. You can't be writing the soundtrack while you're doing the art, while you're doing the programming, while you're marketing the thing. You can't. So there's just an efficiency issue with it. Even if you could master all of the skills, you're not going to be able to apply them all in a timely fashion. So, working on a team makes things happen. But if you do work on a team, ideally, you're going to be able to hand the reins over for certain responsibilities to certain people. Hopefully, they're specialized in that area. They can make it happen, right? If they're specialized, they're going to do it faster and better, right? That's how we make success, right? The more we can specialize, the more we can nail certain things. If we can work together and have specialties in complementary areas, we're going to be an amazing team. So a good team will want specialists. That flexibility of general knowledge is great, but end of the day, like, you want somebody that can nail it. Now, having a backup plan is fantastic, but you're better off being a master than a jack of all trades in most scenarios. Because a master is going to have less doubt, less delay. They're not going to need to spend as much time learning and investigating things. Like, they'll have done it. They can do it. They can nail it. They can run full steam and get things done so much faster and avoid all the pain and suffering of bugs or failure, right? So specialty really does make a huge difference. Now, my big pet peeve is that most post-secondary game-related courses are totally built on trying to make you a jack of all trades, and it doesn't work. Basically, a post-secondary institute goes, we want to get game developers in here, we want their money, we want them to sign up. How do we do that? We're going to throw every buzzword you've ever heard into this syllabus. So, oh, look at it, we're going to teach Maya, we're going to teach Unity, we're going to teach Unreal, we're going to teach Adobe, we're going to teach everything, blah, 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 blah. 300 bullet points later, guess what? You have a 2-year degree. You spent 2 days on each of those bullet points. It was meaningless. You didn't learn to use any of those in an effective manner. That's the reality of most of these courses, is they're jumping you around through so many different things, you actually don't get even comfortable with them, let alone proficient, let alone the mastery you need to actually execute. So unfortunately, those kind of scenarios, when you see a whole bunch of different things on a syllabus, they don't understand game development. They don't understand building success in their students. They're not looking for you to be an industry professional. They want your money. They're throwing buzzwords at you to get you to sign on and believe this will just, they have such revolutionary, unimaginable knowledge and wealth that they will spring upon your brain. You'll galaxy brain out here and just be able to do everything all the time. Oh, of course you're going to be a programmer that's amazing and capable of finishing games. You're going to also be an animator that knows how to do everything. You can know how to do background art as well. And it's bullshit. You can't learn all of those things in 2 years. Focus on one of them and you can actually maybe get somewhere with it. Jumping around between 1,000 different things gets you nowhere, but it does get them your money. So personally, I see that as really predatory. Unfortunately, it's extremely common, and yeah, one of the things I think is really hurting the industry is saddling our young people with giant debt without giving them the kind of talent, knowledge, experience that they need to actually be able to execute, to develop product. And ultimately, without that, nobody's going to hire you.